Okay, and we're back, I believe.
We're back.
Yes, we are back.
I'm going to load it up and make sure that technical difficulties here. Luckily, it didn't happen during the game.
No. Luckily, it held out the whole time.
Luckily, we're good. As I look right now, same line. Yep, we're back. All right, we're back. So, the chat's gone, but you guys can start a new chat right now as we continue the Angels post-game show here on Halos in the Infield with Todd. We were in the middle of a call. Something dropped. I don't know if it was internet or just the stream said we've had enough of you tonight.
I think it was the limit on freaking what's it called again? Zoom.
Oh, Zoom.
We were doing Zoom with Fernando and it cut out. So
because you had Fernando on before I came.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the problem. We actually have as much time as we want on YouTube.
Yeah.
But we went too far on
the Zoom call.
on Zoom. So now we know.
Now we're back, just the two of us.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 4-hour thing in the future. We got to remember that so we don't get screwed next time.
So maybe it was Roger Lodge trying to cut the power.
Yeah, he's like, you guys are too successful tonight. You're causing me
emotional damage.
Yes, exactly. That's how Roger Lodge is feeling. I'm possibly Artie Moreno.
Exactly. So we're back on. We'll have a little bit more on the thing. Sorry, cut out there to our boy Rally Chris. Shout out to his girlfriend's family and everything else like that. So.
Yeah, not a tough situation right there, but we're with you, buddy, and we appreciate you giving us a call, and thoughts and prayers to you guys all together.
Oh, Swilly says she didn't eat the grasshopper tacos. The Angels did. See, I've been working so much, I had no idea.
Yeah, I guess they did. I think it was after the Saturday loss in Houston. They ate the grasshopper tacos, and now they've won 5 in a row. But to make it even better, Swilly, if you're watching, did you score the game tonight? I need to know if you scored the game again, because right now you've had some very, very good luck. When you score, we do good. And right now we've won 5 in a row in the first 4 of the 6-game homestand. So let me know.
It's the Halo Honk line.
Yo, what's up, Fabio? How you doing, bro?
All right, how you doing, man?
What up?
Doing great. What's up, man? What's your name again?
Dominic from Catella Chronicles
Dominic.
in the house tonight with Todd.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, fucking light up that Halo, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. I mean, we'll probably see you, too, in Texas in August.
Maybe. Shit. I don't know. I haven't seen tickets yet, but I'm going to start looking now.
Yeah, check them out, dude.
What days was it? August what?
It's,
I'll pull up the schedule right now.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. What'd you think about the Angels win tonight? Pretty crazy, huh?
So I didn't get to watch it. I was working, but I did watch the highlights, and I was tripped out because, like Fernando said earlier, I got a fucking alert saying Ben Joyce has been kicked out of the game, or taken out of the game. And I was like, bro, it's the 8th inning. What the fuck?
well, that alert took like an hour and a half delayed, courtesy of ESPN. We were laughing about that. So yeah, weird. But to let you guys know, August 14th, 15th, and 16th, the Angels are in Texas.
All right, perfect. Nah, but dude, fucking, how many wins is it now? 5 in a row?
5 in a row.
5 in a row, just 6.5 back in the division and 1.5 back in the wild card.
Damn. I wonder where we'd be if we were in the National League. Like, if we were in the wild card for them. I wonder if we would be ahead on the league or something.
Oh, I will tell you that, my friend, right now.
Yeah, I think if we were in the Central right now, we had to play them, I think we'd be about 12, 13, 14 games above 500.
Right now, the Milwaukee Brewers have the final NL wild card slot at 34 and 30. So we would have the final wild card spot by a half a game right now.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Well, hey, quick question. What's the longest win streak you guys have experienced as Halo fans in your history?
As Angel fans?
Yeah.
Shoot. There was a couple bad seasons where they actually ripped off a couple like 10 to 12 games and they still didn't make the playoffs.
I remember a couple like 7 to 8 in that range, couple back-to-back sweeps.
I remember the best they've ever played, though, is when Oakland in 2002 had won something like, 22 in a row, and the Angels had won 19 out of 22. So they were like, Oakland wanted to like blow us out of the water, but we were right there with them winning games too. So I think that was the best I've ever seen them play.
Yeah. What are the odds, though, that someone wins 22 in a row? You're like, oh, we can make up ground. And
yeah.
Yeah, well, you only won 19, bro. So it's like, fuck.
Well, the longest winning streak in Angels franchise history is 11 games
Yeah.
in 1964. So we're nearly halfway there.
Yeah.
We're nearly halfway
Perfect.
there.
We got it.
We got it. You got it. You know, that's going to if we get to 11, that's going to have to include, if you win these 2 against Seattle tomorrow and Sunday, make it 7, then all 4 against Texas. So if we go into Kansas City on an 11-game winning streak,
Yeah.
that'd be something. That's getting a little ahead of ourselves, but it's food for thought. You know, exactly.
It's funny as an Angels fan.
Last time I was like, streaking in my mind, we fucking ended up getting swept by the Marlins. So
Okay.
I'm gonna just take it one game at a time.
There we go. I like that.
Yeah.
I absolutely like that. It's good to have food for thought, but we gotta stay a little bit humble. Eat a little humble pie once in a while.
Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah, maybe
like,
we can beat up Ovaldi.
well, I'm hoping because
Ugh.
that guy's been very, very fortunate this year. He's
And
also,
not just against us, against everybody.
Yeah, he's been tearing it up.
But he had a
So
pretty bad start last time. I think he went like 2 innings and allowed 8 runs or some shit.
mhm.
So maybe he's, has bad juju.
he's due for some losses. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
Also, fucking Mickey Moniak. Are you fucking serious? Like, bro. This
Wait.
motherfucker goes through all this bullshit of getting sad every game, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to just hit a fucking go-ahead game-winning 2-run homer. No biggie. I'm your fucking ace.
I'm telling you, I mean, the guy's the real deal. My one of the biggest problems with Phil is just that he doesn't get it. Like I've always been taught, you play the hot hand. You know what I mean? I don't care who it is. Yeah, you're going to have your stars that you got to run out there like your Trouts and Otanis, but you got a hot hand. You got a guy like that. I mean, he did it with Neto. I mean, you had Fletcher, and everyone's like, "Oh, Fletcher's our guy," but you don't hear of anyone really clamoring for him, despite what he's doing in AAA. Even though, if you look at it, his numbers are better than Neto's offensively, which is weird. But Neto just does so much more. I mean, and he is your hot hand. He's a leader. Look what he did tonight. His hustle play, the steals bases, his defensive plays. You just have players like that you should be playing every day, and I don't get philosophy when it comes to, Moniak can't hit a lefty. I'm pretty sure he can. Give him a shot,
Yeah. These
Yeah, like, fuck it. Even if he struggles for a month, let him struggle.
He's
Yeah.
better than Walsh.
right now,
Yeah.
he is, but you got to let these players marinate a little bit. You can't get a litmus test on them after 2 or 3 games. So in the grand scheme of things, they've been playing since they were kids. They know how to hit righties. They know how to hit lefties. They know how to hit single, double, triple dingers. They know how to do it. Come on now.
Yeah.
Now, if it was like a defensive thing, no, fuck that. Take him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
Bring
this
it. We don't
guy's
like
been
to drop
shining.
fly balls.
Yeah. I
No,
mean,
he's been good.
it's just tough. It's tough to make these calls. I mean, it's easier for us as fans, but the players still got to do their thing. I just feel that sometimes we hamper this lineup too much, and they can really get rolling at some point. And I'm hoping it's here because we've seen now with a revamped bullpen, and if the starters can just give you 5 to 6 innings, chances are you're going to win that game. And right now with the offense that they got out there, at times they can break out and put a crooked number up late.
Yeah. It's a good thing to have. So it's food for thought. Again, good food for thought, but we would rather be in this situation where we have so many hot hand players than, again, like last season, be stuck with Jack Mayfield, Velasquez,
Dude, I don't
Gosselin.
even remind me their names. I'm having PTSD. Please.
Yeah.
Don't tell me their names.
You know, we already got through the hump.
Fucking Mike Ford. Yeah, Mike Ford.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You know, we dealt with the massive losing streak last year, and we were in the thick of it at this point last year. So it's nice for us to be doing the opposite right now and putting together a good, sizable winning streak at the right time.
Now, what if we win 14 in a row? Are your Halo hunks going to go all in a buzz?
My honks won't stop, dude. This studio will look like Roger. 'Cause right now, I mean, we have red and black padding through this studio. It will be different colors. Let's just say that.
All right. I'm going to let y'all go now. Have a good night.
Cheers to you, buddy. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it, man. Keep cheering.
All
All right,
right,
brother.
later. All right, that's our boy. I think Jason was asking where he's at. I think he's in Houston area, close to the Houston area. Swilly said Moniak's had only 1 at bat against left-handed pitching this year. Give him a shot. So frustrating.
Yeah, 100%. So I got to read back. Swilly did not keep score tonight. Oh, so basically, whenever she wants to keep score, just whenever her presence is felt at the Big A, the Angels go on a winning streak.
Yeah.
Good for Swilly. Good for Swilly.
Yeah, I think so. And then hopefully she's there too on for the tailgate. And Swilly, are you going to be there tomorrow for some drinks? Because you missed. I know you had some other stuff come up the last game we went to versus Miami, but come by and drinks on us there at the night. So you want to come down and partake in that cinnamon toast crunch beer.
I'm very interested about that.
And
one
there's
for sure.
and there's a beer there at Noble called Sweep the Leg.
Ooh.
And it's a Cobra Kai.
That's cool.
Like, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
I
and
like that.
The can is cool by itself. The beer is a really light ale. It's so good and so smooth.
All right, I'm looking forward to
Probably
that
one of the
tomorrow.
best pale ales I've ever had.
Ooh, okay. I'm looking forward to this tomorrow. We're less than 24 hours away
Yeah,
from it
right.
anyway, so let the countdown commence. We're going to be getting there around 4 or 5 o'clock or so to
Yeah,
set up and
yeah.
get ready to roll.
I like sports news though. He says, "I'm going to smoke this joint and call it a good night."
Oh, sports news. Good for you. Hey, it's a celebratory smoke for the night.
James Malou will be there tomorrow too. He'll be guest DJing with us. I think he's gonna be setting up your equipment. Give me a call at some point tomorrow too, because we gotta coordinate that tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Restunning says the fact that we beat the Mariners ace means we can most likely sweep them. That's what we were thinking. Get this one out of the way. If you can bite, scratch, kick, and claw and get the victory like they did tonight,
Yep.
and hold on, the rest of the series looks very winnable. And then we'll find out where we're at. Maybe Texas takes another loss, and we're within striking.
But this is the weekend to do it. Texas is taking on the Tampa Bay Rays.
Mm-hmm.
So take advantage of the best team in baseball with 47 wins.
Be a big Rays fan this weekend.
Yep, and a big Ohio fan.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about college football here, folks. We're talking about the Cleveland Guardians.
Yes. But right there, Anna checks in with Joyce with the hand inflammation sucks, but Webb saved him.
Who doesn't have hand inflammation these days?
Yeah. I mean,
The arthritis with everything. Who doesn't have that
carpal
these days?
tunnel, all that stuff. But yeah, tonight's game was very inspiring. A good one. We enjoyed the viewing party and everyone in that was participating. You did get a noob, Dan, because they're supposed to know the Halos in the Infield. Say Halos in the Infield podcast, because you do have some people that they do have two. If it's a shorter girl, yes, she has no idea. But the other ones seem to do the bartenders, because that's supposedly the going thing. The Angels are supposed to walk in there and be like Halos in the Infield.
Yeah.
But and they're trying to get some. See, I'm drunk Stooks over Disneyland right there. I don't want another copyright. I got one the other night.
Oh,
So,
no.
yeah.
No.
That's why when we started the show today, I went with a karaoke version of Calling All Angels.
Yeah.
Because I threw some Rick Ashley in it the other night.
Oh,
I threw
and they
in
found you.
his Stooks over Disneyland, and they're all, that's a copyright. It's not a strike, but it's a copyright, and some countries may not be able to listen to or watch your show. And then I clicked on which countries, and it was only one. It was Russia. I'm like, oh yeah, because we have so many Russian fans.
Woo! Hidey ho, hidey hey!
They love us over in Russia.
Yeah, that's an interesting setup right there, folks.
Right.
Wow, what a juxtaposition this postgame show has turned into.
We're reaching all kinds of heights.
We're reaching everything at this point.
Exactly. Go ahead.
No, nothing so far.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I definitely like our chances to get back into the division race, James says. He also said the youth movement is very encouraging. And Vetters says, Dan, just walk in there and scream Heedy. And they should know what you're talking about. But Catella Chronicles, by the way, real quick. I know that they going back, they wanted to hear your take on the new Anaheim Ducks coach.
New Anaheim Ducks coach was announced a couple of days ago. Greg Cronin is going to be the new head coach. He has 36 years of experience. He's been an assistant in the NHL with the New York Islanders, also Toronto Maple Leafs. He had 5 years of coaching the Colorado Avalanche's minor league team in the AHL, which is equivalent to like AAA baseball, for 5 seasons. Did terrific work. He's done scouting work. He's done player development. The Ducks are, if you know Ducks hockey, or even if you just know hockey in general, The Ducks are a very youthful squad. Trevor Zegras, Troy Terry. They're going to have the number 2 pick here in the 2023 NHL draft in a couple of weeks. This is where the Ducks youth movement and the rebuild begins. And Greg Cronin is going to be a fantastic addition. He is a no bullshit kind of guy. He is somebody that's going to preach positive habits each and every day. So starting from the bottom, good technique, to winning hockey games. That's what it's going to be about. So I am 100% on board of this pick from GM Pat Verbeek.
That's awesome because, again, I went to a couple of the Kings-Ducks games this year, and they were pitiful.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's definitely probably one of the darkest times. I mean, even their expansion year, I go back to
93.
Yeah, when I rooted for them and I saw how they came out, they weren't gifted a team like Seattle and Vegas, who they had automatic stars. I mean, they literally had everyone's.
It was a quad A team.
Yeah, and I still remember they had Terry Yake and a couple other guys like that, and those guys were all veterans.
Yeah.
But they were at least, they gave you a good. They tried. This year's team was the worst Ducks team, uncoordinated, no defense, terrible goaltending.
Yep. Worst team in franchise history based on the record, and sucks.
They were terrible.
But a good comment in the chat right now, James Malou. The youth movement on this team is exactly what we needed, and I lost it. Oh, there it is. Adam Fantilli is going to be something if he's picked by the Ducks. That's supposedly going to be the number 2 pick for Fantilli. The top 3 guys in this NHL draft are supposed to be number 1 picks in any other year, but the number 1 pick this year, Connor Bedard,
goes to Chicago.
He's supposed to be the next Wayne Gretzky. But any of the top 3 picks are going to be amazing. So, when we get to the fall, some Ducks hockey coming on up, but we got the draft coming up. It's going to be fantastic. I know Swilly's a Kings fan. We still love you, Swilly. There's 1% of me that is irked, but
she can't be perfect.
She can't. No one's perfect in this world, but it is what it is. But the Ducks extremely excited to see what they have on tap. But I am excited for the new head coach Greg Cronin. And on that note, I'm not leaving. I'm just going to use the facility.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, man.
I'm using the facility, so I'm going to toss it back over to Todd so he will have his solo postgame show for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
I will be back.
Everyone's still, clamoring about this game and also the Ducks game or the Ducks upcoming season. It should be interesting to see where they go with everything, but don't expect any kind of playoffs. But, at least if they get back into some winning hockey, some better hockey. But there's going to be plenty of time to talk about that. But as we move forward, the Angels are showing a little bit of promise right now. If, like I said earlier, it starts with the bullpen. And, the bullpen, a lot of people were like, why are you bringing this guy up? Why are you bringing that guy up? You're taking a chance on this guy. You're taking a chance on this guy. Sometimes you got to roll the dice. And Davinsky's turned into a pretty good pitcher. Webb has turned into a pretty good pitcher. Again, when Matt Moore comes back, that's going to further solidify this bullpen. Estevez is right there. We'll have to wait and see how long that we go without our boy who injured his hand tonight. So, there's a lot of, you got Bachman starting to pitch. I mean, look, they put him in a high-pressure situation. He got the job done. There's certain things that I like that Nevin has done. Taking a chance on some of these young kids, Soriano, and put him in pressure situations after the 7th inning, and some of them have flourished. And I think they're building a strong bullpen where, a lot of times I would watch games with my dad the last few years. And the last few years, they've been just going back. I've been hearing my dad say, how come, when we face a flamethrower or a couple flamethrowers from Seattle or from Houston or, they seem to have all these guys that throw 95 plus. And he's like, how do they get these guys? I'm like, well, they draft good. They make trades. They know how to scout guys in free agency. And we just don't do that. Since Perry's taken over, you can criticize him for some of the players that they've drafted. You could criticize him for some of the free agents that he's made or brought in as far as starting pitchers. But I think for the first time this year, he brought in some decent hitters. Urshela, obviously, number 1. Renfroe, again, the jury's out on him, but he had a really nice April. You kind of hope he turns it around here in June after a bad May. But he's brought in some players. He's taken chances on young guys like Neto, and he's revamped the bullpen. This bullpen looks completely different. Now, we all want Loop gone. But for now, he's pulling the right strings right now, and I'm not saying this is a playoff team, because they've got a lot of work to do. And they've got to get consistent. I mean, obviously, Mike, you cannot be giving free outs away with Jared Walsh, and you cannot be blowing opportunities to score runs with Mike Trout. So there has to be some consistency. There has to be these guys getting hot. They've gotten lucky at times with Drury carrying the team, with Renfroe carrying the team. You've had Ohtani carry the team, but then he's gone cold. You need these players to step up. You had Ohapi, but luckily Theis has played good. Wallach can give you some at-bats. Gio Urshela's been an unsung hero. Renifo's starting to hit a little bit better. Neto's been really good. So, I mean, there's been a lot of positives, but they're still not right where they should be. And if they continue to trend up and work on these things as they move forward, I'd rather see my team face its injuries early on in the season and face its adversity and its slumps early in the season and peak at the end of the season. Because, again, winning ball clubs, we've seen it before. The Atlanta Braves got off to horrific starts. Other teams get off to horrific starts, and then all of a sudden they work through their problems. They stay the course. They have good leadership in the clubhouse. They have good managers. And look what happened with the Phillies last year. Look what happened with the Padres last year. They went on runs. And I'm not saying the Angels have that because I still think they're lacking leadership. But winning brings out the best in people. You can ignore a lot of the mistakes, the miscues, the insufficiencies, and be good. Winning always cures everything. So I can totally see the Angels getting into a situation to where, yeah, they had a bit of a slow start. They were very mediocre. They've had this problem. They've had that problem. But if you're able to push through those problems, and I'd rather be a second half team. You've seen it in all other sports, well, except the NBA because the NBA is rigged. But NFL.
What did I miss?
I was just going on a rant. The NFL is like that too, where you have a lot of teams that usually get off to slow starts, poor starts, 500, and all of a sudden the second half of the season they flip that switch. And the Angels have the talent to flip that switch. Now, if we can all do that at the same time, who knows? But you're building on a really good bullpen right now. The starters get their shit together, like Tyler Anderson's of the world. Jaime Barria has been an unsung hero too.
An ERA sub-2.
Yeah, and it's 3 straight good starts of 5 innings. Mm-hmm. He's giving you the chance to win, and that's all you want from this team. So I'm very encouraged, and I just want to see how they play out that stretch that we've touched on many times tonight.
The Texas series is going to become very interesting. Mm-hmm. At least if the Angels, as we talked about at the very early onset of this broadcast, can do a rally Chris 2 out of 3 against Seattle and win. And I said after the Houston series issues, the Angels, instead of winning 4 out of 6 on this homestand, definitely needed 5 out of 6, if not all 6, just to save face a little bit. And so far, they've got at least 4 out of 6, but the bus can't stop there. So they got to keep going on. I think at this point, there's a great chance to take at least 1 of 2 in the final 2. Tomorrow, I think, is I don't want to say the better of the 2 days, but why not knock out 5 out of 6 right away?
And why not be positive with getting Sandoval back in the winning column? Because he's suffered 4 losses in a row. I'm
going to take a look at Sandoval's overall numbers right now because he's an interesting case. We've been so high on Patrick Sandoval for a long time, and his World Baseball Classic was amazing. Yeah. And we thought he was going to be the perfect 1-2 ace with Ohtani. And 11 games, a 3-5 record with a 4.14 ERA and 58 2/3 innings. Not great. He's done the job. I think the numbers are a little skewed a little bit. I think it's better than what it looks like, but it's not tremendous. So looking at his game logs, the start against Houston was forgettable. The Miami game, he went 6, gave up 2 runs on 8 hits, which was a tough luck loss.
A lot of bleeders in that game.
His best start, really, if you look at May and you look at June, probably the 7-inning outing against Oakland on April 26th. He got the win. And then his start in St. Louis was his best, least amount of runs in that game. 1 run on 3 hits through 5 innings back on May the 2nd. So it's been a while since he's had a really doozy of a game. And I think tomorrow, like Ohtani tonight, I said he needed at least 6 innings. The pitch count only allowed him 5, but he kind of made up for that extra inning with the 3 hits and a near cycle. I think if Sandoval can get through 5 and 2/3 innings.
Mm-hmm.
Give me at least 5 and 2/3, if not 6, and really mow down. And the Angels can score early and often and actually give. If Sandoval can get the Tyler Anderson treatment, this could be Sandoval's day to figure things out again.
Yeah, because I could see a guy like him, Sandoval, should be winning 15 to 17 games a year for the Angels. James and Lou says this rotation is better than we had in 02 by far.
Yeah.
But, I think that they have to get, help from the team. A lot of those wins that the 02 team had were, their wins were inflated because, they got a lot of run support.
Yeah.
The Angels have just either been feast or famine. Ray Ochoa brings up a good point about Ben Joyce. He's been pitching a little bit more than he's used to, so the inflammation was probably something that was bound to happen.
Yeah.
Hanky Panky's all about squid, so that is probably one of the dumbest things out there because, Squid I don't care what he's doing down there in the minors, but just for that, that is probably...
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Thank you, Hanky Panky.
There we go. There go the brain cells. But I like tonight we almost had a loop sighting. And that got steered away because of a good Logan Webb. Oh boy, I'm thinking of another pitcher that I know very well from the San Francisco Giants. But Jacob Webb.
Jacob Webb, yeah. 2
clean innings, and then I thought Loop was coming in after that. Bachman, coming in a great spot. So good. Let's give some praise to the bullpen tonight. Even though Estevez gave up a solo shot in the 9th to Ford, the bullpen really evened itself out. And once again, the bullpen kind of saved the day after it's between a shaky and a good start for Ohtani. Mm-hmm. The first inning was shaky. The walks were not great. 6 strikeouts, 5 walks. Not the splits that you want, but I'll give him this. He grinded through that outing.
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about it myself, but again, I'll just go back to saying, whether you leave in the 5th or 6th inning, and you've left your team, in a spot, despite if you even have 7 walks, if you're still within a run, or it's 3-2, I still think you did your job. It's not conventional, but you're leaving your opportunity for a team to come back and get a run or two. And guess what? They did. And like you said, the bullpen was able to close the door on them.
Yeah, Swilly brings up a good point. Yes, Sandoval needs at least 6 innings. I said 5 2/3 just because you never know with the Angels and their wonderful inherited runner situation. Yeah. Plus, if the Angels can get some offense, they might have some leeway. But I like your point here. If Joyce does go to the IL for whatever problems he has, I saw the comment and we're going to get to it in a sec. Who could be the potential call-up for Joyce if Joyce is shelved for a situation? Matt Moore's not close to coming back. Neither is Suarez. AAA has some guys. Do they go to the well in AA? I don't think so. I don't think there's much left at AA at this point because you've called up Bachman and Joyce and Neto and all those guys. So,
John has been pitching actually pretty decent down there.
At AAA, they do have a fiery right-hander in Gerardo Reyes.
That guy too, yeah.
He's been great. Kenny Rosenberg.
Yeah.
But he's been more of a starter for the AAA Bs right now. So that is a great point, Yeah, I don't know. I think we might have to TBD that one.
Herget.
Jimmy could be that swing guy. We forgot about Herget, but
maybe he found his stuff again. Because again, he didn't.
Herget would be the number one option, I think, because he's been here, done that before, and he would know the system and could just slide in easily instead of let's bring up somebody who hasn't been here all year, like a Reyes, like a Rosenberg, stuff like that.
Let them get a chance because again, I've loved what they've done. They've gone to they're not going back to the same well over and over. Yeah. They're bringing up these guys who are hungry and want to pitch up here. So I like what they're doing with the bullpen, but they're definitely got another spot to fill, man.
Wentz option.
Yeah.
Wentz. I know I like Lil Wayne's comment. In AA, Colton Ingram. Colton Ingram is a guy to look out for in the bullpen. I think he's still a little young. Not that I wouldn't trust him. I think he needs more maturing. Not personally, but just in his development. According to Swilly, Jeff Fletcher said that he's expected to go on the IL. So already Phil Nevin or whoever's doing the postgame, I haven't looked at Twitter in a while, which means I should be doing that right now.
Yeah, Sean's implicating Yvonne as well.
Yvonne has been somebody that has been really taking, almost like Ben Joyce at the end of last year. He's been a social media presence.
The thing with Yvonne though is he's watched other pitchers get called up, around him, and he's put up some pretty decent numbers, but he hasn't gotten the call yet. And I
saw him. I called some games last year while he was pitching with the 66ers. Mm-hmm. He's got electric stuff.
He does.
And this guy was a catcher turned pitcher.
Which is pretty good.
Which is great to see. So he could be. I think maybe he's somebody in a few years. He needs the maturity time because he made that transition late. But Ingram and Yovan could be somebody. But I think a quick fix for Joyce could be Herget or Wans.
Yeah, and you know what? I've been very impressed with Soriano. Like dude's come out of nowhere. He's got a freaking breaking pitch that just falls off the. I mean, it's a cliche. It fell right off the table.
Yeah,
it does.
It does.
He's got a sick pitch, and the one thing I like about Soriano, other than his stuff, obviously, is his mentality. Mm-hmm. Like he looks like he's been doing it for years.
Yeah. And according to the Halos in the Infield Twitter page, I'm going to guess Fernando put this one up. He was up 55 minutes ago. Joyce going to the IL seems to be inevitable. Ben Joyce is expected to go on the IL, but they won't know the extent of the injury until more tests are done tomorrow morning, early afternoon, when everybody gets to the ballpark. So that will be a move. 10-1, somebody from AAA is getting called tonight saying, pack your bags, it's happening. Mm-hmm. Just the paperwork will be done tomorrow.
And no, it won't be Squid.
No, it will not be. It will not be Squid. But if you guys are just tuning in right now, Ben Joyce was removed from tonight's game, according to Angels PR, for right hand irritation. So to me, that sounds like numbness, arthritis, soreness. They use irritation. What's the difference between irritation and soreness? There's not.
I don't know.
Yeah, we would probably deem it differently than probably the Angels training staff.
Because we don't use our biceps or arms like they do. But
yeah,
I'll tell you one thing that I've had recently, and I still have it right now, and I had to look it up because I didn't know what it was. I thought I had an inner bruise. I have tennis elbow.
Oh,
which can last anywhere from a day or two to like months. And I've had this for like 2 months, where every time I squeeze my hand, I feel a pain in my elbow.
That could be something.
Yeah.
Because do you have numbness?
No, I don't have numbness, but it's when I lift a certain way or I squeeze my hand, it's like, dude.
Yeah, there was numbness on the fingers of Ben Joyce, according to Jeff Fletcher of the Orange County Register.
Okay.
So numbness, irritation, is it just a flare-up and just a post-Tommy John surgery situation? Or is it, should we be worried?
I don't think so, because he's already had a major injury.
Yeah, is this like DEFCON 1 or DEFCON or whatever the highest DEFCON is, DEFCON 1, I guess?
I think this is maybe finger on the button, but you're not going to push it.
So just general awareness.
Yeah.
General awareness. Looking at some other Angels Twitter right now to see if there's any big news from after the game. I did see a tweet about some Shohei Ohtani comments. I'll get him cemented here first.
Okay. Infinite One says, whatever happened to Tukey Toussaint? Well, I think Tukey Toussaint still accepts, what are those called again? Well, the cameos? He still does cameos. So
I think he's at the AAA level for somebody.
There's that, yeah.
According to Sam Blum.
He pitched like Dookie, though.
Hey, he made like 1 or 2 decent starts. There was, there's always, you spray a little of that shit spray and the toilet smells better. That was a little Tukey, a little Dookie. Shohei Ohtani spoke to the media after the game. Ohtani on his poor command of late. His statement was, more than the command itself, I feel like it's the way I'm moving my body in my throwing motion. I feel like I'm being less efficient moving my body. That's where I want to focus my work on, is body positioning. But again, I'll take that comment. Yeah. Because he's not worried about, I'm not getting this pitch. I'm not getting this pitch. He's worried about the whole package. Yeah. And that's something we didn't really touch upon. I really wasn't looking at that tonight. I was more worried about sweeper versus splitter. But something now in his next start that he's made this comment, Thursday against the Texas Rangers, against Nady Eovaldi, That's going to be something he's really going to have to work on, and something that we're all going to have to look out for and see if he made some adjustments within the next 5 to 6 days.
I mean, he's not a dumb guy. He's a brilliant guy.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think he understands he's not pitching up to his capability. And we're so spoiled as a fan base because
defense bailed him out a lot tonight.
Yeah, we're spoiled as a fan base because any other pitcher not named Shohei Ohtani for the most part, if Sandoval gives you a start like tonight, you're like, hey, good start. Kept us in the game. But we're so critical of him because we know he can go about 7 innings and allow 1 run on 3 hits and 1 walk and about 12 strikeouts. We're used to that, just like we're used to the unicorn flirting with a cycle.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more pressure on him. I think he gets that. There was a lot of comments like during the live stream. Oh, he's going to Dodgers. Nah, he's not going to Dodgers.
No,
because he can't take that kind of pressure. He could take the pressure, in a sense, game time, but like with the media and stuff. I mean, come on, dude. Once you experience the Anaheim media, you'll never want to go eastward, and you won't want to go up the 5.
They were still being nice to us when we had a 13-game losing streak last year.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, you guys will get out of it."
If that was let's be real, if that was the Mets or the Yankees,
oh my God,
someone would be in a body bag somewhere, courtesy of the Jersey mob.
Yeah, look what happened in Philly. You know what I mean? Same thing. They got rid of Girardi, and he wasn't as bad as Joe Madden. And then when the Mets, I mean, right now, if people still read a newspaper, but online, and even the people that still read a newspaper, page 6 is like your biggest story in your newspaper or online, and it's always the Mets with their futility, and there's always stories that are just hard hitting. The Yankees, even if they lose like 5 out of 6, but they still on pace for about 100 wins, they're getting ripped.
Yep,
we don't have a media like that.
There is absolutely no wiggle room. In that New York. It's
either
media.
win or else.
Yeah.
And
win or be out. At
chastised. Yeah. So the Angels right now, again, why wouldn't you want to manage here? Why wouldn't you want to play here? Again, we don't look at the Angels and we're like, oh, they're full of stars, they're full of leaders. We don't.
No.
But if they can get past all this shit, there will be natural born leaders taking the lead. Like, again, if Ohapi was out there, Zach, he was already turning into one with the first 3 weeks of the season. Zach Neto, you have these guys that just want to win, and that bullpen looks ferocious right now. I mean, I'm honking my honk here, dude. I'm like hardcore.
Tonight is the free night.
But
tonight's the free night where we all get a free, like the bingo card, a free pass on being a Halo honk. You had the live stream, the very rapid pregame show because we had little tech stuff we were working on before everything got started. But we had the play-by-play, the commentary. We got an extra long post-game show tonight. We're in studio together. Fernando was chiming in from Chicago. Tonight's the night, and we get an Angel victory. Ohtani was on the bump. He homers. Some really great moments in this game and a lot of bounce-back moments. So tonight, everybody gets a free pass on being a honk for the night. But I know in the chat, Jason Hess has a good point. Ohtani doesn't usually pitch well in Texas. I don't have the home and road splits, but in his career against the Rangers, 7 appearances, a 3-2 record with a 4.06 ERA. So yes, there is some truth to that where Ohtani isn't maybe sometimes at his best when he takes on the Rangers.
I think, unfortunately, over the years, with Texas being in our division, Texas has always wound up, even going back to the days of Juan Gonzalez, Ivan Rodriguez, those teams had no pitching. But they had incredible hitting. Rusty Greer, Royce Clayton. I could go down the line. When they had Mike Napoli, they had Beltre, they had Benji Molina, Hamilton. Kinsler, yeah, in their prime. But they never really had the respectable pitching. They may have had like 1 or 2 guys.
Yeah.
But their bullpen was always flawed. They had to outscore you. So, I mean, like, over the years, I mean, you can go to Chuck Finley's stats. You can go to Mark Langston. All the good pitchers, John Lackey, he never pitched good against Texas. The main thing is outslugging them. And I think this year the thing that's different is they are getting that pitching. So they will score some runs on you, and you better be able to score some on them, because if you don't, they're going to blow you out.
And they're doing that without Jacob deGrom.
Yeah,
who's out for probably until after All-Star break next year with Tommy John surgery. And you know how pitchers sometimes after Tommy John surgery aren't always the same. It's not a guarantee.
It's a 2-year thing.
It's at least a 2-year thing. We saw the same thing with Shohei Ohtani. 2021, at the very tail end of 2021, we were starting to see a couple of starts where Shohei flirted with very good pitching and seemed like he was Shohei again. But every 5 years it changes. Texas was our nemesis through the early 2010s. Then the late 2010s and mid 2010s was Oakland. Now it's being back to Texas being the Angels' kryptonite sometimes. So Houston's always there. Seattle is kind of a 1-year deal. Texas is Texas. What are you going to do?
There has never been a year, Dominique, as we wrap this up here.
Yeah.
There has never been a year of me watching Angels baseball and saying to myself, we're going to walk through this division. We're playoff bound for sure. Now, again, I had confidence in those social years from 2002 to, 10.
Yeah.
But I never said, oh, man, we're going to roll over this division. That division has always been a pain in our ass, meaning, like, again, I'll reference the Dodgers. Dodgers, again, of what, 11 out of 12 years they've made or won that division?
Yeah.
You only lost it, like, once to San Diego?
And the Giants.
And the Giants. So twice. It's like they've been able to walk through those divisions, just really only have maybe one team challenge them at a time. They've never had a slew of the teams.
It's not like the AL East.
Yeah.
Where it's four out of the 5 teams are competing.
Or this year 5.
Yeah.
All of them are.
Again, Boston, who's in last, 500 baseball, could be first in the Central.
Yeah, because mostly.
And second place in the NL Central.
Yeah, most of my life watching Angels baseball, Texas has been in the cellar. Oakland will have those runs, and then they have to take a year or two off. Seattle sometimes bites you in the ass. And ever since Houston came, it's been a constant fuck, man. We're always looking up at them,
Yeah, it's just that kryptonite happens. It's going to last X amount of time. There will be a time where Houston will not be Houston anymore. It won't be anytime soon because they just have a lot of youthful movement, and their organization, regardless of how you feel about the cheating scandal, is run very well.
Exactly.
So it is what it is at that point. But as we continue to wrap up, we hit the 11 o'clock hour. It's been about 4.5 hours we've been at this, and we are still feeling pretty fresh. We could go another hour or two at this point. I'm a night owl, so for me this is this is easy work for me.
I could do this too, but my schedule changed, and I'm like, fuck. Like, I got the weekends now.
Yeah,
but,
which feels good. It will feel good.
It will feel good.
It'll feel good tomorrow at Noble Ale Works.
Oh, yeah. yes. And one good thing, too, is starting this job, even though I have the weekends, they already gave me the okay because I already told them, hey, man, July 1st, I need that day. I need the whole damn day. So they're like, yeah.
Yeah. But final thoughts tonight, I think A+, 100%. You knocked it out of the park. It was fun to be here in the studio. This will not be, I think, from the poll that we had early on before the stream cut out.
I want to see how many votes we got.
Yeah, I think we will have another live stream broadcast at some point. We'll look at some Fridays or Monday and Tuesdays.
Monday and Tuesday, I'd be wide open.
Monday and Tuesday, we can do some things. So we'll see what the schedule entails. I know July 7th. Angels are at the Dodgers. I don't think that might be. I don't know if that'll be the next one. We might squeeze one in between there, but we'll be doing this more often.
I wouldn't mind a road game either.
I wouldn't mind. Why not? We'll figure it out. But I think we both agreed. Fernando, I think, would agree with us and everybody else that these live stream broadcasts are great, regardless if it's Apple TV, Bally Sports, FS1, Fox, whatever the Angels are on, even ESPN. I don't think they even have any Sunday night games this year.
Only if they're Boston, New York.
Yeah, exactly. We've already played them, so there you have it.
No, I'm saying Boston and New York.
Oh, yeah, that too. Or the Phillies.
Yeah.
Phillies and Mets. But, we'll start adding these in here over the summer for your viewing pleasure. We appreciate everybody coming out tonight and being a part of the live chat, the pregame, the play-by-play, the postgame show. You guys are always faithful to Todd during the postgame show, so I appreciate you guys welcoming me into the studio for Catella Chronicles. If you haven't followed us already, go to Twitter and Instagram at Catella_CHRON. If you haven't followed us already, follow us. We are under the Heedy umbrella. We cover the Angels. We cover the Ducks. It's absolutely amazing to have Heedy a part of who we are and vice versa. I will be alongside Todd tomorrow at Noble Ale Works. We're getting there. We'll probably kick off around 5 o'clock, us a little bit earlier, so it is what it is. But we will be at Noble Ale Works. If you're coming out tomorrow, awesome. If you can't, it's okay. We will have the pregame show which we'll both be doing both things
Yeah, we should
tomorrow.
do that.
It'll be a specialty episode.
James and Lou will be there as well, setting things up.
Which is awesome. So join us for the pre and post game show. No play-by-play tomorrow, just pre and post game show. We're gonna have fun at Noble Ale Works, and don't forget the tailgate on
Ton of
July
drinks,
1st.
Specials, barbecue, and some giveaways. So
Absolutely, it's gonna be a great night. But yeah, follow us. We got podcasts. You know the whole works. Whatever Heedy does. Catella Chronicles, myself and my podcast co-host David Goodkind, we have, we don't podcast as much as we want to. We all have lives, we all have jobs, but we do it as best as we can. So give us a follow, and we'll get you all the latest and greatest information.
Absolutely, it was definitely a great
Awesome.
night tonight, dude. We're looking forward to more of these games. So for Catella Chronicles and Halos in the Infield, we will bid you guys all a good rest of your night, or what's left of it.
Yeah, almost Saturday morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Less than 24 hours away from Noble Ale Works. It's going to be a fun night. Tomorrow, Sandoval against Woo. Can we go back-to-back against Seattle? Let's do it.
Let's do it. Have a good night.
Cheers.